Good morning, and welcome to another bright and sunshiny Winnipeg. Okay, it was just over 10 years ago that my dear Mary was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And I've talked about this before, but at first, the only difference was that she wasn't remembering things that she should have remembered. And I've mentioned to you that the first clue was she could not remember going to Disneyland in California when we were younger. And that was something that you don't forget, or you shouldn't. Anyway, so probably the first couple of years after the diagnosis, things were pretty much normal. You know, she was taking pride in her little house and everything was going along fine. And I guess it was, probably about a year or so after that, things deteriorated rather rapidly and she ended up in a care home. Well, when Mary went into the care home, I just let everything go. As far as housekeeping goes, everything. It was just, my heart just wasn't in it anymore. It just wasn't the same place. What eventually started happening is the upstairs living room, in fact, the whole upstairs, has become sort of another workshop, and it's really messy and grungy. I'm not proud of that. I'm just explaining. So for instance, my kitchen table, it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it it shouldn't have. Now I know that it seems about once a year I clean everything off, and the next thing I know it's all cluttered up again. But the only thing organized is my model table, and sometimes I wonder about it. Anyway. Where am I going with this? Well, I am so grateful that our friend Gabe is willing to come into my messy, grungy house and do painting demonstrations at my model table. You know, he's got to be a special guy if he's willing to come here, because yeah, not everything is what it seems to be on the videos that you see. Anyway, so Gabe, thank you so much for coming by yesterday. I could tell by the comments that you were very much appreciated. And you know, to you viewers, when Gabe left, he offered, he said something about maybe we could do this on a monthly basis. And I didn't really respond too much to that because I wanted to give it some thought, but if he's willing, you know, like come every once a month or so, you know, and do a demonstration, and maybe as I mentioned to Rod in a comment, I can hone my camera skills here a little better, and you know, it might be something really worthwhile. Okay, so what do we got going here? Well, first of all, we've got a muffin. Gabe's wife sent 4 muffins. Now, you remember the last time I had 4 muffins, I did really good. In day 1, I only had 1. But day 2, I lost control, and I ate 2. Yeah, I just couldn't help myself because they were so good. Anyway, we're going to do a little better this time. I'm just going to have 1 a day. I didn't calculate out the calories in that. I didn't weigh it. Maybe I will. I'm going to figure that it probably has got about almost 3 calories per gram. So I'm going to go by that. I'm going to err on the side of caution. By the way, I'm back to my 1,000 calorie a day diet now, and have been for several days. All right, enough about the diet. What have I got going on here? Well, one of the viewers sent a an answer to my problem. Remember at the beginning of yesterday's episode, I said, "How do you figure this out with these crewmen? The numbers on the sheet do not match the sprue." And so what he did was he sent an example of here how it works. Now I still haven't figured it out. I did sit down for a few minutes and I paged through the manual and I looked through this thing and it says which men are supposed to go in which compartment. Well, where in the manual or whatever does it tell you that? Or is there some more instructions I can download off the internet? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go through this. So thanks for sending this. I don't think I'll be trying to put any of these together until we actually get that far, but which is probably not going to be for a long time yet. But let's finish our aircraft. Let's get our parts back here on the table and see if we can glue some little parts together. Yeah. Okay, I think we've got ourselves all set up here. We need a number 1 and a number 2 to make up a float. This is a single float aircraft. And I think these are just going to go together. I'll put the macro lens on. This is hard enough to see otherwise. Anyway, it's going to go something like that. Oh, and one more part here. Now these clear plastic parts are so hard to see the detail on them. But there's pegs on this one, and there's holes on this one. Okay, so that's basically how it's supposed to go. Okay. Now, let's put on the macro lens. Okay. Just moments ago, Missy the dog came to the door for her morning treat. Okay, so it's going to go like this. I don't think I'm going to need a lot of glue here. And, okay, that's the hole. This is the extra thin. It's not the quick setting. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot to hold this together. Oh, I didn't want it that way down. Guess maybe I should be doing this on wax paper, shouldn't I? The glue's going to be dried out by the time I get done here. Okay, I think I got it. Suppose I could put a little clamp on there, couldn't I? Yeah, I could put a little clamp on there. Mind you, by the time I find my clamp, this isn't going to come apart. No, it's not going to come apart. Now for a couple of days I've been sort of bragging about the nice weather we're going to be having. And, well, we did get it. And yesterday was pretty good. I think it went up to about +8 Celsius. And I did get out on the e-bike. And I did make a video. Now, some of you already seen it. It was a little bit too long to attach to the end of the model ship. Especially being as that the video was already long yesterday. Anyway, I might get out again today. It's not going to be quite as warm, but at least it's dry and sunny. Okay, moving from left to right here in step 57, which is the very last step in the manual. I'm just doing a dry fit here. I think that's going to fit on there once I get some CA thin down into the holes. Okay, now these aren't the holes. Is that a hole or is that a peg? What's going on there? That must be a peg. Did I break it off somehow when I was? Oh no, here's the peg. Oh my goodness, that's what I was saying about this clear plastic. It's really, I thought I was looking at a hole here, but okay, let's see if we can get that on there now. Doesn't seem to want to be pressing together too good. Well, I think it's going. Or isn't it? I don't want a gap there. There we go. I'm pretty sure we got it now. Oh, a few moments ago I got an email from Anna at Bill's Cycle in Steinbach, and she got back to me about having what the deposit is and so on, and she was saying the deposit is only $500. Well, she didn't say only. She says it's $500, and it's refundable. Now I don't know if it's 100% refundable but that sounded pretty good. I've broken one of these off. Now, one of the viewers was mentioning that he thought that this was flashing and should be removed. Now, I don't know. Did I accidentally break off the one that should have stayed on there? Because if you remember in Stefan's drawing, I think it was this one that was on there, and I've gone and broken it off somehow. I wonder how I did that. Okay, we're about as pressed together, I think, as we're going to get here. Okay, anyway, so back to Bill's Cycle. So she told me what courier they use, and I phoned the courier here this morning, and talked to the guy there, and so on, and I don't know what's going to happen about that. Anna also mentioned that sometimes they do deliveries to Winnipeg themselves if they have time. However, it might be kind of fun to, maybe my son could drive me out there on a nice day and I could ride it back in. But as I've indicated before, I'm kind of leery about that, because a lot of it would be 100 km/h speed limit, and everybody's going to be wanting to go 110. And I'm not too anxious to be passed by big trucks throwing stones, so I just don't know what I'm going to do there. Oh, a while ago somebody said, why don't you deal with WSL here in Winnipeg? Well, I bought my scooter from WSL. Is this going down? Just let me look at this. I'll hold it up. It's down. I held it up and looked at it. Anyway, why don't I get my deal with WSL? And well, if you remember, I had a problem with the ignition key. It wouldn't come out of the ignition. Something fell apart inside there, and I know it wasn't something I did. and I was not 100% happy with the response I got from them. I actually went out there and talked to the people there, and yeah, they do it, and it was under warranty and so on, but I just felt I don't know, I just sort of. So anyway, that's why I started looking around elsewhere, and I was very impressed with Bill Cycle's website. It seemed to be right up to date, and he had photos of the, what he had assembled and what was still in the crate and what have you. So I thought, that sounds pretty good. Okay, enough about Bill Cycle. I'll get back to you when I know more. The way it looks like right now, I'll probably be, giving them the deposit. And, that way I'm assured of getting this particular bike in the spring, whereas otherwise if I don't, like I know WSL have something similar to what I want, but I want the one with the DCT transmission, the double clutch transmission. Not that I can't shift, manually. I know how to do that. But anyway, enough poking at it. Have I poked at this enough, folks? Have I poked at this enough? Now I know what the problem is. My compulsive poking disorder is lacking calories here. Okay, let's position this the way it's sort of drawn in the manual so we can keep our perspective right. And these are obviously the little bombs. Don't know what size they'd be, maybe 500 pounds. I'm just guessing. It might not be that heavy. So we got those. We got the propeller. We got the cowling. Yeah. And you know what? I was looking at my thermometer a moment ago, and it was plus 12. It's gone down to plus 11 right now. I think if I'm going to get out, I better get out. And we'll take a look at what was in the envelope tomorrow. And we'll, work on this tomorrow as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.